Well, that was more enjoyable than I thought it would be, to be honest. Real quick, guys, getting really close to 50,000 subscribers. So if you're new to the channel and your first time watching this video, please hit that subscribe button. Getting really close. Would really appreciate it. Let's talk about Bristol dirt. Or should I say old Bristol? Because after like the first 50 laps, it was basically old Bristol. Now, you guys who know me, who have been here for a long time, you guys know how much I love old Bristol. I've been loving how they use the PJ1 in the Bristol night race now to make Bristol basically old Bristol until the PJ1 wears off and everyone goes to the top. Stupid progressive banking. Please never do this again to Bristol ever. Can we just wait a few more years and just tear it down, put it the way it was? That'd be nice. But they found a workaround the last few years to get it to where it should be, like kind of old Bristol. Run the bottom lane, move people out of the way. Beautiful. Coming into this race today, I was I wasn't excited because I was like, I kind of hope this is a one-off thing. It's not. There's going to be a 2022 Bristol dirt race. But it didn't feel like a dirt race. You had the added aspect of the visuals of a dirt race, the little bit of chaos of a dirt race, but it didn't necessarily feel like a dirt race. All the real dirt specialists were not really that good. And the track kind of drove like old Bristol, especially towards the second half of the race, even after the first 50 laps. It was just old Bristol. The bottom lane was king. It was more bumpy because of the dirt. And just quickly note, I am not a dirt expert, so I know really very little about dirt. But just the way it looked to me, it looked like old Bristol. You know, it's just that you're going slower, you're sliding around a little bit more, but the same racing mannerisms, the same, you know, kind of technical ability, mechanical grip is a thing. You have to get off the corners, have forward bite, be able to get underneath someone, move them out of the way. That was something we saw. The top lane was non-existent, which is unusual for a dirt race. You would think, you know, with a dirt race, you'd be able to go to the top, but with the way the car was or the track was or whatever it was, the top was just non-existent the whole entire race. So for a dirt race, it wasn't that good, but for Bristol fans and like myself, as you just get over the fact that they're going a little bit slower, it's basically old Bristol, so I didn't mind. They obviously have a few things to work on. NASCAR made a lot, and I mean a lot, of mistakes throughout the weekend, so it's their first time doing it, so maybe they'll learn from it. If they want to make it more of a dirt race, you need to find a way to get the top into it. I don't know how they're going to do that, but, you know, for its first time, wasn't bad. I didn't mind it. I don't mind it coming back next year, to be honest. If it's kind of the same way, I wouldn't mind it. It doesn't necessarily feel like a dirt race, but you have dirt kicking up. They need to do something with the visibility. I'm sorry, but you have to have the drivers be able to see. And I know the dust is only for a few laps, you know, later on in the day, but most dirt races, you don't have, you know, windshields. You have like little screens that you could pull a tear off or something. There has to be a workaround. The drivers need to be able to see, be able to have some sort of tear off on the car. I don't know how it's possible. Maybe, you know, if they get their hand out the window and maybe pull something off the left front of the windshield, you know, maybe get a tear off. I don't know, but they need something to be able to see. That's something they got to work on. Other than that, like I said, I thought the race was good. I mean, I thought it was entertaining. I was locked. It felt like a normal kind of old style Bristol race, so I was very entertained. My one big worry was that if you're taking away a race from Bristol and turning into this, you know, I love Bristol, so I like, you know, we don't have a lot of short tracks. I like to, you know, see my short tracks when we get them, so I was a little bit worried, but it worked out. So let's talk about some things in the race. Kyle Larson was definitely going to win this race until he got wrecked. I mean, he went from last to like the top 5 in the span of 50 laps, then got wrecked because Christopher Bell lost talent. It is what it is. It happens. Whatever. Martruex Jr. dominated basically the first half of it, and then it went over, and Logano was leading towards the end. And let's just talk about the end, because this is something. Ooh, I just have a Denny. It doesn't help that you're not a cup champion yet. You should be a cup champion, but you're not. But it's okay, because determining a champion nowadays is crazy. But, you know, to all my Joey Logano fans, don't take it personal. I'm just saying this is objectively speaking, okay? Joey Logano is an incredibly aggressive driver. He doesn't really hide it. He doesn't care to make relationships on or off the track. He just kind of does his business. You know, he's fast, he's a winner, he's a champion, and he goes on his way. But if you don't care about that other stuff, you know, then expect some extracurricular activities, to say the least. If you're Denny Hamlin, you got a second shot. First of all, he tried running the top for the last 20 laps. I don't know what he was thinking. Someone should have told him, either a spotter or a crew chief, after the first 2 to 3 laps, dude, the top ain't working. You got to go to the bottom. I don't know why he kept trying it. He kept doing it. He kept doing it. No one on the radio probably told him, it's not working, dude. Get off the top. And they probably should have told him on the final restart also, you know, get off. Well, his crew chief did tell him. He gave him the biggest hint he could possibly give of, hey, the guy in front of you is a dick. Go do what you got to do. That's basically what he said. And Denny then went to the top and threw the race away. Listen, there are legends in this sport. I know exactly what they would have done. I know it's a dirt race, a little bit more slick, but you can still do a bump and run, or more likely in this situation, which it is deserved because of the driver that's leading the race, a flat-out dump would have been acceptable. So you could have easily done that. You had the perfect launch. You were right behind him. You didn't have to dump him the first time around. You would have been there with him in 3 and 4 to dump him then if you wanted to. So when you're dealing with someone as aggressive as Logano, I'm just saying, Gordon would have moved him. Earnhardt would have wrecked him. Those legends would have taken it into their own hands. And it's not about, oh, let me run the top or something, and let me try to find a clean way around them. No. No. There comes a time. Let's say Daniel Suarez was in the lead, right? No way in hell would Denny Hamlin lay a bumper to him. He wouldn't, he wouldn't wreck him. Maybe a little bump and run, right? Every situation's different when it comes to the end of the race. It matters who you're racing against. It matters where you are. It matters the other aspects of it. It's Denny Hamlin versus Joey Logano. These two don't like each other. Logano has many enemies, and Hamlin would have been loved throughout the country if he did what he should have done, and that is take matters into his own hands. Why should he have done it? Well, Logano's done it to him many times. I'm just saying. Go back in history. It's happened. So Hamlin, he's very, very aggressive on Twitter right now. He should have taken that aggressiveness, and he should have moved it to the racetrack in that final restart with 2 laps to go, had a perfect launch, and he should have moved him. Gordon would have done it. Earnhardt would have done it. Hamlin, if you want to be well, he probably already will be a Hall of Famer, but if you want to be a legend in NASCAR, you have a lot of race wins, you don't have a championship yet. If you want to be a champion and you want to be a legend, you got to take those matters into your own hands. There is no making up with Joey Logano. Logano's always going to be enemies with certain drivers. Like, there is no, like, oh, if I wreck him now, he's going to pay me back later. And you guys going to wreck each other probably multiple times throughout the rest of your careers. Take it into your own hands. You want to win the Bristol dirt race, you should have done it. And I'm a little bit disappointed in him. I'm a little bit disappointed. Also, because it would have been one heck of a post-race altercation, to say the least. Well, if Logano's man enough to do it. That's the problem with Logano. He doesn't really, he doesn't back up his talk off the racetrack. So that's why I would have done it. I wouldn't be expecting anything from him. What would he have done? He's not going to do anything. Speaking of Daniel Suarez, he finished 4th. That was a great run. Great run for Daniel Suarez. I don't have much more else to say. I mean, he did a great job. I mean, yeah, that's it. What else do you want me to say? In the end, I thought it was a decent race. I thought it was a good race. I just wish the ending would have played out differently. No, I don't hate Logano. I'm just saying, if I was in that position, looking at it from an objective standpoint, the 2 drivers involved, the positions of them, the personalities of the driver. Like, let's say if that was Tony Stewart, who was Joey Logano. Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to really rattle his cage a little bit, but the situation is it's Joey Logano. We all know he's not going to really do anything. He's just not. He's very aggressive on track, but he doesn't back it up off the track. We know that. So you should have done it. You should have been able to take matters into your own hands and go win that race. That's what NASCAR is about. It's about altercation. It's about, trying to win the bump and run. Bristol, short track, might have been a dirt race. Still ran like old Bristol. Should have done it. That would have been very entertaining. So I would have given the race a 10 out of 10 if that happened. Because that did not happen, 8 out of 10. I'm knocking it 2 points. Thank Denny Hamlin for that. 8 out of 10. I don't mind it coming back for next year. I know some people probably don't like it. I don't mind it. It doesn't really make a difference for me. The spring Bristol race was always kind of anyways. So if you want to try it, cool. I don't mind it. If the fans like it, then that obviously will be your key point there. It determines what the ratings were like. The ratings obviously going to take a hit because it's a Monday, not a Sunday, so that's going to be a little bit different. So we're not going to get a right indication of what the ratings are going to... The ratings are not going to give the right feedback to tell NASCAR what to do. Like for example, weeknight racing has been giving the feedback to NASCAR that don't do it because it's not bringing in viewers. Fan opinion here is what's going to be relied on. Do they like it? Do you guys like it? Comment down below if you do. From my perspective, or what I'm seeing on social media, is most people enjoyed it. Some people didn't, but most people did. The people who didn't seem to be more like dirt enthusiasts, because again, this wasn't necessarily a dirt race. It was just old Bristol with just dirt, but it raced nothing like a dirt race. So those aspects of a dirt race that people were probably hoping to see did not play out, and I'm okay with that. Like the video. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you're not already. And take care of yourselves. Peace out.